We are here at one of the best booths. We got the Artisan Cutlery, CJRB. All the boys are here. Russell, how's it going?
Good to see
you again. We've got some new stuff, some interesting stuff here. What are we going to look at today, bud?
We'll see. Why don't we start down here on this side? I have some show specials. We just made about 60 of each of these for the show. I am kind of floored about what we did this time, but we really want to bring some heat. Why don't we start right here? We have the show special version of the Proponent. Now, this is something that a lot of people have seen. This is a favorite, one of our best-selling knives ever, and we just wanted to get this one just give it a little something for this show in particular. So this is our first version we've done with fat carbon, and we switched over the full frame lock to a bolster lock.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Fat carbon and an absolute slab of S90V.
Oh yeah.
This is, if you're a Proponent fan and you like big knives, this is big.
It's shiny too. Yeah. You really polished that out.
I love that polish fuller. I also like this polish in S90 took a while. Like we did some hand polishing the fuller, so
it just takes forever.
It took a little extra work to get this guy done right, but it looks amazing. Also, this one does have the locking pin, so this one locks threads in there in the open or closed position. So if you want an extra secure lock on this absolutely gigantic knife, it in really well. That doesn't go anywhere.
I've got one of the versions of it. I love these big old.
We've made so many versions of this knife, and it still
cool.
runs so well.
It's fantastic.
So that one is here at the show, or it'll probably show up on the website after the show is over.
All right.
Excellent. So that's the Proponent.
Very cool.
Now let's move on to our two new versions of the Pyrite and Pyrite Light. Let's start with this guy. This is the Interstellar Pyrite Light. This is probably some of the most insane inlaying we've done so far. This is all titanium, fat carbon inlays, just a little bit of Thai Damascus on here, S90V blade, and this comes, here, I'll hand that one over to you. This one comes in either a stonewash black or a dark gray finish.
Okay.
Action is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, feels nice.
Amazing.
Is this feels maybe a little lighter, or
a little bit, mostly because just it's titanium and carbon fiber. It's not crazy heavy. It is heavier than the actual Pyrite Light. Obviously, the actual Pyrite Light is FRN scale. Sure. But I can't say that this is
maybe that's that's a nice look.
Isn't that crazy? There's so much going on here, and I'm really glad we're able to come with just a bit more heat. Like, we have not done something like this on any of our designs to date. This has just got so much detail work on it, and I'm really happy our team is able to come through with this. Right? So let's put this one down and go to the next one. This is the Galactic Pyrite. This one is in the dark gray finish. This one also comes in a black. Same thing, S90V, but this one has these nice individually ribbed pieces of Thai Damascus. Also, if you look on the inside of this guy, inlaid on the inside.
I can see it.
It just shines through these sides right here.
Those are really, really nice looking.
There we go. So why don't you handle that one? It also feels really nice. Those lightly raised inlays.
The ribbing kind of it gives it that extra grip, that extra stick, and it's just gorgeous looking. I love the whole design of this. That inside, that's extra.
Just a little extra detail. It feels so good. I'm really digging this dark gray too. I just really like the way it turned out. And for those people that love the Pyrite in its original form, we haven't done an original Pyrite in a while, but it is still one of our best-selling knives, and I really am just happy to have this one out here. But this one out of the two of them is my personal favorite, but I do think this has a lot of cool
Sure.
All right. So that's what we have for our show specials.
Okay.
Why don't we move on to our new Kickstarter project?
Excellent.
We just announced our new Kickstarter project in collaboration with Ray Laconico. This is the Gambit, and I am really excited about this design in particular. We've done something different on this one we haven't done before. This one will feature interchangeable inlays.
Fun.
This is our baseline G10 version. This one you can just take the scales out, swap in some different ones. We'll be selling different styles of scales on our Kickstarter, and this one comes with I believe an S90V blade, titanium scales, and it's just beautiful drop point shape. This is such a clean design. You notice here, I'm getting where the grip is on this one with this big finger shoulder here. I feel like I have this huge amount of blade here just because we have, this almost acts like a finger shoulder right here.
Right. You're kind of almost back a little bit. You can choke up on it, but
it feels so.
But that little notch in there, you can kind of lock into that.
It has so much utility behind it, and just the shape is it's very Ray. It's very much his style, but I love the way way this looks. We are offering some versions without the interchangeable inlays. If someone's not quite into that, so I wanted to show this one in particular. So
ooh, that drops really
that's going to be the
nice.
baseline one. If you want to go all in, we have
Look at that.
the full dressed version.
Oh, look at the mirror on that. Hello.
The King's Gambit. That is full tie
crazy.
Damascus, hand polished S90V.
Holy shine.
The works.
That is something.
And the Kickstarter is up right now for anyone getting in within the first, I believe, 20 pieces. We have these super early bird pricing. So some of these are going to be at a severely discounted price for the first adopters of the Kickstarter, and then that'll start going, moving slowly towards the regular Kickstarter price. And then after we get these released, I believe we're going to have some available just for regular purchase after the final Kickstarter is done. So far, we have had every single Kickstarter of ours complete with incredible results. So I don't think we're going to get any differences now.
Right,
so
right.
We're expecting big things.
Yeah, that is really, really nice
If
looking.
this goes well, we'll also be releasing files for 3D printing your own scales for the inlaid version or special
Awesome.
type of scales.
That is super cool.
Natural G10, titanium, other materials that'll be coming out over time. So I'm excited for this one. This one, I think the whole Kickstarter just launched yesterday.
Okay.
So check it out. I think it will be
Excellent. Yeah, that's going to be a really good one, I
It'll
think.
be around somewhere. All right, so now let's move over here to actual prototypes of this show. So we wanted to go a little quieter on the prototypes this year. Most of them are focusing on things for our longtime fans. I wanted to bring things that are a bit more price accessible to the market. So let's start over here. So this one is the Seymour. And if you've seen the bolt that we had at Blade Texas, this has got the same recoil lock V2 on it. This has been really popular so far. Loving the action. And this one's got that kind of big, sweepy clip point on it.
Right.
I'm kind of hoping we're going to make this one a little bit longer, a little bit bigger, but the action on this is just gorgeous. Man, that feels so good. And then the way
And it's got that extra. Yeah, go ahead.
the recoil lock V2 is just super snappy. This here, I'll pass it over to you to play with.
Yeah, what's the recoil lock knife I have those? Craig?
Right, yeah, that was a recoil lock V1 with the aluminum piece over the top. This one we just put a piece over the crossbar lock, and it acts with this little
Just a little boom.
So you're essentially just actuating the crossbar lock with an additional piece.
That is really cool.
Isn't that fun?
I like that blade shape too. It's, it's funky, it's wild, but it's still, that tip is in a spot where I think you can make good cuts with it.
It's a great piece, and I do again want to see if we can just make the whole thing just a hair longer,
A little bigger.
so it competes with the Bolt a bit more, because the Bolt is a great EDC. This is more that, it's just more dramatic styling to it.
Sure.
I'm into it. I like it.
You're going to get some different scale, like some other options, like micarta. Okay.
So far, there's multiple G10 options of the prototype, but I'm expecting us to have probably some micarta, maybe even some steel if that works out.
Cool.
We'll see.
Excellent.
All right, moving over to two more Artisans that are kind of a reintroduction of classic pieces. Now let's actually go with the OG classic. This is the Tradition V2. And if you're familiar with the Tradition, that was the very first knife we ever released in the Artisan Cutlery line. Just like number one. It's actually number two technically, but it is the number one piece that made it to market, and the first thing that we ever released, even before the company was fully accessible to the public. The Tradition is just a straightforward double choil drop point knife.
Oh, that really locks you right into that spot.
And the thing is that people still buy the original Tradition. We still sell that thing perfectly fine. So we wanted to just touch up we just wanted to touch up a little bit and add a few more features, smooth out a few edges, and keep it at a nice, comfortable price point so that people who love the knife can still have a slightly better version. So we thinned out the blade a bit, added thumb studs, gave it a bit more pronounced clip points, smoothed out some of the edges on the back here, and reduced the size a little bit just to a 3.5 blade instead of a 4-inch. And this thing is just nice and clean.
Yeah, I like the extra little accents with the little lines on the...
We're actually going to be changing that to a faux inlay instead of lines.
Really? That'll be cool.
Yeah, but so far, this one is just a really comfortable knife.
Yeah, it is. Just simple, and I like the way it locks in. Anytime you get a knife and it just feels like it just sticks in your hand.
Exactly. I'd love to see this a little bit longer overall, but so far, this is just a great user. So let's put that one down, and moving on to the other side. This is the Orthodox V2, another knife that we've had that's just been hugely popular for years. It's our straight razor styled knife. Now, the original Orthodox had had a pretty chunky blade for something that's this thin. So what we've done is we've trimmed this down, made it nice and thin in the stock, and gave it a full hollow grind.
That is great.
Now, well, I'm not going to
So it's basically like a straight razor. It locks out.
I'm not going to say it's going to be like the perfect shaving razor.
Sure.
It is a locking knife that is meant as an EDC tool, but we did follow a lot more cues from the actual straight razors. And then we made this handle. Instead of doing the teardrop, we actually did a bit of a gun stock here. I love the way that feels in the hand. It's really comfortable. And as something here, let's close it up so you actually get the action on there. And we kept a super minimal flipper on there. So it's just a really small flipper. It's really nice in the pocket.
Ooh.
But it's kind of I'm not just going to call it a fun knife, but the style of it is pretty dang fun. Hey guys.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's been amazing. Like, I absolutely love the way this thing looks. I love the color. The aluminum's really nice. We did a couple G10 ones and a couple of micarta ones, but so far the aluminum one is just.
I really like the. Why did my brain shut off? Yeah, micro milling.
We're all fine.
It feels really nice. I like the way that handle has got that, and just the choke up. Like you said, you may not be using it for like shaving.
Yeah.
But it's a cool. Yeah, this is right up my alley. When did you say you think these might?
A couple months. Shouldn't be too long because it is an in-house design. We should have should be able to get this one done relatively quick.
Very cool.
So that is the Orthodox V2. Now moving over to the CJRB side. So let's grab this guy. So we've all seen the Bowie Pyrite. It's one of our best sellers so far, but this one we decided to do a slip joint version of this guy.
Very cool.
And we've had some comments so far because we did this one with a multi-stop action, so kind of a 4-point walk and talk.
It's interesting.
It's different. I think
we looked in the side, and you can see the notches they made for it, like to give it that.
It's more like a ratchet, but some people are saying they really like it. Some people are saying they really hate it. I actually, the more I play with this, the more it kind of grows on me.
Yeah, it's kind of, it just gives you a little more tactical or tactile feel.
It's just a little extra something. Just trying to get this one-handed.
We can almost do it.
Almost.
I like the style though with the bolsters. Of course, that Pyrite Bowie just looks really cool.
It really is the best design I can imagine for a slip joint because we already have the fuller in there. It's easy to use. It's very accessible, and I think if you just take the flip off and do a pocket drop with this guy, it's nice.
Or get a slip for it, or
I feel like this, as current size, really makes for a nice, robust, like traditional knife, or just a nice, an alternative to carrying a locking knife, or something that you want to make sure it stays closed in the pocket.
Sure.
I dig this. And
or when you're crazy about knives and you just want every style that exists.
Or if you just have restricted carry. Like,
sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But whatever you like, I am into this thing, and this is just super fun.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it. It's cool.
I'm surprised we're getting so much play on it, but I'm excited to see this one. I'm excited to see where it goes, and if we can get it with the copper and the brass, I'd be happy.
For sure.
All right, and our last one. This one is the Anansi, and this is kind of our little mini karambit style knife. I was thinking, I've been calling this a commuter knife. So this is something mostly for just small tasks. I'd say chip bags, tape, something small, but this one just, clips onto a bag.
Nice to have on your backpack or something, or put it in your glove box or whatever.
It's a small little karambit. I think if you're going to use this like you're going to say maybe a pseudo-tactical, shall we say, you could. It's a small backup knife.
It actually feels all right because that ring, it makes it bigger in the hand.
It's some bulk. Honestly, I feel like you try to put your finger in the ring, it does not work well. But without the ring, just gripping around it, it does actually feel kind of like I forget the style of the knife, but it really kind of fills the palm. Yeah.
Nice little fun action on it, too.
Nice big hole in there. Works great.
Just roll it out.
But nice and small.
Nice little talon, kind of a cutter.
Discreet, easy to carry, easy to use. Just, slap it on a bag. And we're kind of trying to target the crowd that doesn't really carry knives as much. It's a little outside the EDC realm, something for just the shall we say, the occasional knife user, or someone that wants to EDC something on the smaller side but isn't really feeling fifth pocket. So providing alternatives and other options for people that like knives but are looking for different things to carry. So that is the Anansi. And
all right,
that covers just about everything we got going on.
Excellent. Well, hey, Russell, thanks again for all your info. Everybody loves checking it out every time. Great stuff here. One little last pass. Finishing up Atlanta strong. They've been busy killing it over here. Check out Artisan Cutlery and CJRB for all the cool knives. Dustin's new knives are really cool. I picked one of them up. Right on.